I was debating making this because I just didn't know. I didn't know if I could get my thoughts out correctly. And this film deserves like my fully fleshed out thoughts. And I decided, screw it. You like this movie so much that it deserves a video. So today we're talking about The Iron Claw, which is a new film from Sean Durkin, stars the likes of Zac Efron. I did my 3-minute review on my second channel, so go check that out if you have not already. Go check out that channel. It's got 21 subscribers, but I'm posting 3-minute reviews of every new release I see over there, so go check out that channel if you have not already. But yeah, today I want to talk a little bit about The Iron Claw, why it was so emotionally resonant to me, and just why I think it's one of the best movies of the year. It currently sits at number 10 for me this year. Will that hold? I'm not positive, because there's still some movies that I need to see before the year ends, but you will find out later this month when I drop my top 10 of the year. But yeah, I gave it a 94 out of 100, so it doesn't technically fall in the we need to talk about criteria, but it's so close, and I really loved this movie that I felt like it deserved its own video, so that's why we're talking about it today. Little bit of a backstory on what this movie even is. It's the true story of the inseparable Von Erich brothers who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. Through tragedy and triumph under the shadow of their domineering father and coach, the brothers seek larger-than-life immortality on the biggest stage in sports. It takes place in Dallas, Texas, which I didn't realize at the time, but I live in Dallas, so I was like, "Holy crap! This is where I live." And I don't know. This film hit me in such an emotional tone. It was very emotionally resonant to me. It was absolutely incredibly well acted, directed. The technical is fantastic. It's edited great. I love the music. Everything about it is just so well done. Let's start with performances. That's really where I want to start here. Zac Efron is that dude. He is that dude in this movie. He is everything that's been advertised and more. You know, he's the kid from High School Musical. He is the kid from 17 again. He's the kid from these Disney movies. Like, that's not him here. He proves here, and I already kind of knew this, but he proves in this movie that he knows how to freaking act. He is absolutely incredible. I personally think he should be up for an Academy Award. Winning, no. Cillian Murphy is my guy. He's gonna take home Best Lead Actor. Well, he actually might not, but I think he should. But what Zac Efron does here is so transformative. Just look at his body. It's incredible what he did with his body. It's incredibly transformative. It's emotionally just heartbreaking, and it deserves all the love and praise that, one, he's already gotten, but two, he will get in the future, because he brings a performance here that is so heartbreaking and so emotional that left me in tears at the end. There's a moment at the end of the movie, and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, where he kind of finally relents. That's all I'll say. I'm not going to go into spoilers here, but he kind of finally relents, and that moment is such a great full circle moment, in just the relative terms of the story, that really struck me. It really did, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was incredible. I think he's incredible in this movie. He is everything that he is, everything that he has been advertised as. He is that good. The other brothers, Jeremy Allen White. I love Jeremy Allen White from The Bear, but he's incredible. Harrison Dickinson is great. Stanley Simons as Mike Von Erich. He doesn't have really any acting credits. And he talked in an interview. I saw an interview that they did, and he talked in an interview, and this is like his first big film role. His performance is great, and it's tragic. Like, his performance as Mike is just incredibly tragic. All these performances are tragic, heartbreaking, emotional. But him as Mike, great first big acting gig. Like, it was so good. It was so well done, and And what happens to him in particular is incredibly heartbreaking and tragic and hit home in so many ways, and I was just so heartbroken, and it was very emotional, and hats off to him. He was fantastic. You've got Holt McCallany, who plays Fritz Von Erich, the father. He's so good, and Maura Tierney, I don't want to butcher that, plays Dottie, the mother. She gets her moment at the end, and I think it really shattered me to pieces. Like, it was so fantastic. It was so fantastic. Lily James in this too. I love Lily James. She's one of my celebrity crushes. I don't fully ever felt like she fully fit in the movie. Like, she was good. She gave a good performance, but I don't ever felt like she fully fit. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of a miscasting. I don't know. But I love her. She's great. So whatever. So performances. I mean, that's the number one thing here that I think is so, like, emotionally resounding is the performances. And if you go for one thing alone, go for these performances because they're absolutely fantastic. Direction. Sean Durkin goes at this story so delicately. So I heard I was, again, listening to an interview with some of the actors. Jeremy Allen White was actually talking about this, and he said they actually talked to Kevin Von Erich, the real Kevin Von Erich, to get his blessing to make this movie. And the one thing that he said was, please, please, please just show how much I love my brothers and how close I was to my family and all of that. And if you do that, I'm going to like the movie. And you can tell from the very beginning of this movie how delicate they were to that request and how incredibly honorable they were to that request and just telling this story. It's a tragic, heartbreaking story. And I've used those two words probably 10 times each so far in this review. But that's what this is. It's a tragic American story. Like, there's tragedy involved here, and it is heartbreaking, and it is emotional, and you feel it. It is just sad. It is sad. And you can tell that there is passion involved here. There is reverence involved here. That there is a sense of just, we need to do this justice, this story justice, and respect to Sean, to all the actors, to everyone involved for giving this story the justice it deserves, because it is a rather unknown story, but a story that I think needs to be known by everyone. It's jaw-droppingly fantastic, and I absolutely love it. Technical, great. Shot beautifully. A lot of extreme close-ups and just close-up shots that I really liked. It felt like you were in the ring during the wrestling moments, and it felt like you were a part of the conversations in those intimate moments. The execution in general was just pretty incredibly well done. The cinematography is fantastic. Love the set design. The costume design for the wrestling stuff was great. Yeah, it's in the editing. I think it's a pretty tight edit. Gives everyone their moments to breathe. It lets the emotional moments linger just enough, but not too much. I really like the edit here. I think the edit here was very strong. It's one of the stronger parts of this movie. Yeah, and the writing. I never felt. I think there's maybe a little bit of a pacing issue. It's a tight movie, but I do think that the writing itself maybe has a few pacing issues. I think the writing could have been a little tighter, just in my opinion. But again, with the reverence to the family and the story, it's written with such care. You can tell. Again, that goes back to the direction as well. There's so much passion involved, reverence involved. You could tell that everyone involved in this, and the writing, the directing, the acting, everything, truly cared about this story and cared about this family, wanted to do this family justice, wanted to do Kevin justice. And it really resonated with me. I was incredibly emotional by the time the movie ended. I was deeply invested in this story, deeply invested in these characters. And I think this movie did everything it needed to do to elicit the right emotion, which is sadness, which is heartbreak, but never did it in a way that felt cheap or tacky. The story itself can carry the emotional weight, and it did. I think at the end of the day, this movie tells a lot about societal expectation, familial pressure. You can love your family, but you can have issue with the way that they go about things. But sometimes you're so invested in the family that you don't see those things. And that's a big part of this movie. That really was hard to watch at some points. And again, it's just, at the core, it's a family story. It really is. It's a story about brotherhood and a story about brothers and a family that did deeply love each other, even though they had their faults. I don't know, man. I grew to love this family. Not the dad, but the brothers, the brotherhood that they had. I grew to love that. And that is good writing. It is. If you are so heavily invested in a family that when tragedy strikes, you feel like you are a part of that tragedy and it makes you just as sad, that's good writing. And there's good writing here. And I absolutely love that and thought it was so well done. All right. That's where I'm going to end this. Go watch The Iron Claw. It's in my top 10 of the year. It's absolutely fantastic. If you like wrestling, if you just like filmmaking, or sports in general, I think you're going to really like this movie. It's going to resonate with a lot of people. It's going to touch a lot of people, and rightfully so. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's so well done. But yeah, let me know what you thought of The Iron Claw in the comments. Did you like Jade? Let me know why. It's out now, so go watch it. If you're out for holiday time and you want to go watch it, go watch it. Subscribe to this channel if you've not already. 2 videos coming at the end of the year. It's going to be, I think I'm going to break up my top 10 list. I'm going to do an honorable mentions and do like 25 through 11. Because there's still a lot of movies this year that I want to talk about that I really loved. So I think I'm going to do 25 through 11. I'm going to do an honorable mentions video. And then I'm going to do my 10 through 1 actual top 10 of the year video. So those are coming around the new year. So don't miss them. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go check out my second channel, which I already talked about, 3-minute reviews on all the new releases I see. Did a 3-minute review of The Iron Claw on there, so make sure you don't miss it. And follow me on Instagram. End of the year coming, new aesthetic change coming at the end of the year, which I'm very excited about. And every new release I see, if I do a video for it or not, is going to have a review up on my Instagram, so make sure you don't miss it. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Go watch The Iron Claw. It's fantastic. I really appreciate you all so much. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. This is Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. This is going to be this will be the last video here before Christmas, and then you'll get my 2 top 10s of the year at the new year. But that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great holiday season. I appreciate you all, and we'll see you in the next video.